Hey, man. Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy New Year. I hope you guys like the new intro and some of the new content and stuff I got going up. I'm kind of doing some more impromptu things when I have some time. I know not everybody's around at 8 p.m. Eastern all the time, so maybe some of you guys can catch a quick podcast and get a load of these two characters that are with me, man. I got Mooch, who's like the head of the Mooch Maniacs, and I got I got Next Gen, or Chanel, as he's known
No,
on here for
no,
some
no,
reason.
no. That's not my name. My name is next transgender.
Oh, Next Transgender. Okay, gotcha.
720.
Because all those trannies you're with, right?
That's right.
That's
I'm,
right. I mean, you got to own that shit. I mean, look, I stole footage. You're in the trannies. I mean, that is what it is. But the whole funny thing about that is, they called you a homophobe and all this stuff. But apparently, it's okay to make fun of trannies and stuff, right? I
yeah.
mean, somebody get the gay organizations on those people, right?
Hey, they did exactly though last year. The LBG they came out in full force after
I know.
mine.
I remember that, dude. I stepped in at one of them, and I told that guy, I was like, dude, he's entitled to his opinions because it's freedom of speech. And I was like, even though, no matter what it is, I was like, hey, even if he is anti-gay, I was like, he's still entitled to those opinions. It doesn't mean
I
that
didn't even say anything because I called somebody we you homo. Oh man, and that shit went left field. Like god damn, but it is what it is, man.
Hey, yeah, I mean that stuff is really really crazy. But what I wanted to talk a little bit about was there's a couple of rumors heating up. Obviously, there's the one about this Xbox Mini or Lite or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And apparently this has been. I remember doing something on this a while ago. Like this has been a rumor for years.
Yeah,
And
we did a podcast on it.
yeah, like this supposedly has no disk drive. It's supposed to be a really cheap version. It's going to have access to the Windows 10 store. Apparently, you're going to be able to stream other games to it. I guess, like if you have, it's supposed to be, I guess, like basically an enhanced Apple TV.
Yeah, Sling.
But if you already have an Xbox One or say a 360, apparently you're going to be able to stream those games to it or whatever too. I don't know. It's supposed to be really cheap. I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on this?
I don't think it's coming out, crap. Not right now. Listen, if this, I read a lot about it and I saw a couple of videos. Here's the way my take is this: if this is coming down the pipeline, what they're trying to do is compete with Apple, okay? But here's the deal: Apple's newest, latest, and greatest Apple TV that just came out, I think less than a year ago. I think it may have even come out this October. It's basically just an enhanced model of the previous version of Apple TV. So it's just doing what you just said. It's streaming games, this and that. Microsoft already has a console. Let me use my buddy Donnie Matrix, okay? We have a console for you if you want to have all your media and gaming. It's called the Xbox One. Well, you don't need to go and grab something like that, because that's still going to be $100-$150. We know that if they're going to do something like this, they may launch it alongside the next console release. Let's just call it the Xbox 2 or whatever they're going to call it. When that comes out, they may say, we're also featuring an Xbox Mini. And this Mini won't be playing our AAA game. They won't say it this way. Won't be playing our we'll say AAA games for this podcast. But we'll be able to play all the Windows games, PC. Majority of PC games can be played on that. I love how PC guys act so tough and they're like the master race. But then when you watch them and they stream their videos behind their podcast, they're playing like Shovel Knight. So, you know what I mean? It's
They're hipsters, man. You gotta.
They're hipster doofuses. And to be really honest with you, but I guess what what I'm getting at here, and I'll let Next Gen talk, is just that it may be coming down the pipe. I don't want to say it doesn't make sense because Microsoft does want to compete with Apple, but they don't need to do that right now because the Apple TV is not a threat. Yes, it's in living rooms. They don't necessarily like that, but they know that that's a much weaker unit. And I do think at this point in time, Microsoft is just like we've all said this. Z did a show on it. You've done a show on it, crap. Microsoft is just starting to peel rubber and take off from 2013, and they don't need to hear that trash. To come out with something small like this at this point, it's confusing in the brand. So I don't think it would come out right now, although I could see something coming out with the next generation console.
Yeah, like a set-top box. I mean, that's what people are basically calling it, like a set-top box. What about you, Next Gen? What do you think?
Here's where I have a slightly different take on it. If they are going to do this, because I did a video maybe about 2 weeks ago, that was heavily rumored that Microsoft was coming out with a Slim. So I think if they were to do this, it'd be brilliant because it'd be a digital-only console. You can still download your game They probably ship it with a 2 terabyte hard drive. You could, and 1 terabyte hard drive. You can use external hard drives, and sell it for about 200. They can get it down to about $200, $250. I think
Yeah.
it'd be brilliant. I mean, you can still play whatever. I don't think they would do a device just to play indie games. I don't think that, what I mean? I don't think they would do that because that's just going too far left. They still want to get money from the quote unquote the Halo crowd, the Gears
Yeah,
crowd.
well, if you could technically access the store and get all the games and stuff that you normally could,
I don't
as
think
long as that was an option, that would give it a heads. That would give it
not just so much that you got to realize this too, Mooch, and you guys or whoever's listening. The Xbox One is using a mobile in GPU and CPU. You understand what I'm saying? It's not they're not using a regular big ass computer graphics card. So it's on a chip. The API launcher is on a chip, so they don't have to take that out. It's small as fuck. It's a chip. You know what I mean? So they can make this little box, take out the Blu-ray drive. I'm being honest with you. I don't know the last time I bought a Blu-ray. I do all of them digital now on my Xbox One. They had the big sale over the weekend. I bought Terminator, Ant-Man was like $8. I bought all these like fucking 50 movies. You know what I mean? As I was saying, so I think this will be brilliant, and again they can get it down to about $250. My God, my God, my God.
Dude, I might think that it would be even cheaper than that because the high-end Apple one is $200, so they would probably want to come in at that or under that a little bit.
The Xbox now is $300. You understand what I'm saying? Lose the Blu-ray drive. You don't have to stop paying Samsung, whoever makes the drive for them. I think it'll be brilliant.
Yeah, you know what? Like it could be. I think that there's two possible negatives. One, it could be confusing the people, and two, I don't know. Like people might go back and start bringing up that entertainment thing again. You know what I mean?
As long as it still plays the games, that's If you can still at the heart, if they make a box, here you go. I got the answer for that. Aaron, Phil, if you're listening, if you guys are going to do this, I wouldn't worry about confusing the consumer because everyone's been asking for an Xbox Slim. You understand? All they have to do is put on that box Halo, put Master Chief. I can still play Master Chief. I can still play Gears. I can still do Quantum Break. I can still do Scalebound and slide that bitch in between my TV and the wall.
Yeah.
Okay, give me one. You know what I mean? As long as they have the message that you can still play. You know what I mean? Your big blockbuster titles. You got to realize this too, crap. Which I think we have all learned. I mean, what was good for last generation, it wasn't good for this generation. And that's how Microsoft kind of got caught with their pants down. With the whole resolution thing.
Yeah.
But even now, to this day, people are buying more digital content than ever before.
Yeah, they are. That's why MPD is pointless at this point.
You know how long Bill Gates was talking about getting rid of physical media? Digital is the way to go. They've been talking about that for years. I mean, I read an article from Bill Gates. It was in 2001, and he was talking about getting rid of. This is before the HD format war between Blu-ray and HD. And he kind of mentioned that I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. I was playing at 480i, next gen 480i. Way above my pay scale. I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. But he's been saying they've been talking about for years, losing, getting rid of, physical formats. It's a dying format. Digital will be there forever. You can take digital everywhere you go. You understand? Any device that you log into, I have access to my content. You know what I mean? And that right there is the future.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, the mass public is petrified of that, apparently, or maybe just gamers in general are petrified of that. But you're 100% right, Z. There's nothing that the gaming media or the gamers, quote unquote, that keep showing up at E3 and they're being interviewed and they're like, I gotta have my disc, I gotta have a disc-based game, I have to have a disc drive. That's really gonna go away. My only thing is this: we're saying that this small digital Xbox Mini is probably something that's for the casuals. I don't know if the casuals are that into the digital world yet. That's why I said if this is going to come true, what I personally think is I think we're getting a bunch of mumbo jumbo. I think we're getting a lot of great information, but we've got to actually, instead of taking the article for face value, let's dissect each of these articles.
What article are we talking about?
Well, there's a bunch of them. There's the ones that are talking about the Xbox Mini. There's the one with a better GPU chip. There's the one. What we should really do is piece it all together. What my personal opinion is, Xbox knows what they have to do. Here's a couple of things, and you guys have said this, so we're just regurgitating the same stuff over and over, but it's true, okay? Xbox has to beat PlayStation 4 to the punch in the next console. They're going to come out first. I'm telling you right now, they're going to come out first. They've got the money to
I
do
think
it.
2019.
2019, and I don't think Sony's
ready. You racist bastard? You still in my book?
Hey, you know what? Look, hey, next gen, you can say a lot of things about me, but I usually will admit that I'm wrong. I'm not going to do a whole video about being wrong.
Hey,
but
listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this show, I'm telling you, I'm the beauty and the fucking brains behind it all. I've said this shit over and over again. You know what I mean? Again, I think the only people that may feel fucked up about this, and I'll let you go back to talking about the next generation getting here so quickly, that's the way that it has always been. You got to realize this is that when the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 came out, they was already so far beyond the curve.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And again...
Well, there's two reasons, though. See, I just want to sprinkle a little truth onto that. What you're saying is right. It was already behind the curve, but this is something where Phil Spencer seems to have Satya Nadella's backing. He's basically saying, now that I'm the chief, we have to do things my way. And the Xbox One is not what Phil's envision was for this generation. It wasn't his vision. Now he's got the helm. He really wants to do two things. I think he wants to come out guns blazing. By making all these new IPs, it's not a waste at all, because whatever, you know when they say throw shit at the wall and see what sticks?
Yeah.
He's throwing a lot of shit at the wall. In this case, it's dollar bills. And whichever one of these IPs stick, these are the ones you're going to see, I call it Xbox 2. You're going to see Xbox 2 launch with great sequels to these IPs. Could be Quantum Break 2.
Hey, Mooch,
could be,
you're usually good. You're usually good with the analogies and stuff, right? So Phil Spencer is all right. Don Matrick was married to the Xbox One, right? And the Xbox One, he liked the Xbox One dressing in these sexy, slutty outfits, right? And now Phil Spencer's moved up in the cut, and Xbox One's kicking out wide for Phil, and Phil's like, man, you wore that shit for Don, man. We're getting rid of that. We're getting rid of that. You know what I'm saying? He's tossing all the shit that he don't like, man, because he don't want no sloppy seconds on that shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Well, that's it.
Yeah, exactly. And so he probably wants this generation to get over with so he can have his own kind of idea of what it should be.
Everybody who's the captain of a ship wants to have their fingerprint on what goes out the door. And right now, what Phil's doing is not the form they talk about on YouTube or on Twitter. He's doing his own form of damage control inside to repair something, and he's done a hell of a job.
Yeah.
So now what we're saying is, okay, here's where Phil's lucky. Normally it would be like, oh, we're kind of screwed. We got to stick with this thing for 7-8 years. No. Everybody already knows the standard. Next Gen just said it. When these things came out, they were already old. They were already past due. So Phil's already got a reason to go up to Nadal and say, I need another check, because here's the deal. We need to be late breaking. We need to be exactly what's keeping up with the Joneses as much as possible. We can't keep up with PC because PC changes and updates every 6 months. But we can certainly put something in the box that, yes, we'll lose a few dollars on hardware initially, but we'll make up for it on the software. And he can prove that. And that's just the way it's going to be. And listen, it's ridiculous how YouTubers and gamers and the gaming media pay attention to the revenue and stocks and drops and falls and spikes and splits of stocks on what's happening with Microsoft. Microsoft knows what they're doing. They're fine. Their stock is raised and dropped 1,000,000 times before anybody gave a shit about this. So what they need to do is they just need to solidify what's in the box, make sure that it's a powerful system, and let the software make their money. Because Next Gen, you did a great video about yesterday, I think it was, on the APIs. Microsoft is software, period. That's the bottom line.
Well, there aren't those people who are damage controlling Sony's APIs, you know what I mean? Like,
I know.
Hey, it's going to be just as good. Oh, if it was just as good, how come everybody's not using it like they use DirectX 12? You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's not even that article. What's the name of that site? Giant Bomb or
Giant Bomb.
Oh, I'll let you know what the I mean, Gaming Bolt.
Well, Gaming Bolt, yeah, they're the ones that always talk DX12 and APIs and all this shit.
This story about Sony knows what they're doing, and they do it for clicks, and they get the fanboys riled up on both sides. Sony has already, come out and said that they're not doing nothing with Vulkan. You got to realize this, and you can take from what you may, you know what I mean. But one thing about Microsoft, when it comes to the things, they heavily invested into DX12.
Yeah.
And we see now, like I said, anyway, and this crap. This goes back from when we kind of first got together, and the shit I got, with all this DX12 shit. You got to realize Microsoft has this is their own API, right? Your Xbox One is always was meant to be a Windows 10 machine, a
Yeah.
DirectX 12 machine. You know what I mean? And this going back to what Albert Pinello said, I've said it 1,000 times. You know what I mean? It's that this the PS4 have a on paper a slightly better GPU, yes, but with DirectX 10 and with DirectX 12 and Windows 10, it's made to everything that's in your Xbox One is going to be firing efficiently at the same time. You get more bang for your buck. And
Yeah.
that's what then with that right there alone is where they're going to surpass Sony. They're able to port games from PC to Xbox One in one day. Elite Dangerous, one fucking day. If it doesn't, you know, what I mean, if you, well, it's up to the industry is going to use it. Why, Direct is the industry standard. No one going, I'm gonna get me this open GPL kit. Like, come on, knock it the fuck off. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? If it saves money, you realize that one day they was able to port this game from PC to console. It's never been done in the history of fucking gaming. One fucking day. You know what I mean? So, you know, and to add on to that, you know, and is this generation? This generation is going to be over probably in about 3 years. You know, we're going to see new
Yeah.
systems, and all they're going to do is going to be still again x86 is going to be backwards compatible. All right, you can write that right down right now, so you're not going to lose. Oh, I just got this. Still got bring your games along with you. We got this newer machine, and guess what? This here motherfucker can do 4K. If you into that type shit, you know what I mean? That's all that they're going to do. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. When Sony's going to try to milk this generation as long as they can, because again, to make consoles, it's very, very expensive. Very expensive, you know. And
Yeah.
Well, you know what? This is an interesting point, Z. This is what I'm really, really excited for. Like they always say on Twitter, I'm going to grab my popcorn for this. In 2019, when we see what Microsoft does, if they decide to launch, this is interesting. Sony knows they fell backwards into a pile of shit here. They know that they have people buying their console for no good reason at all. Nobody. I don't care if you're a Sony fan. I don't care if you're an Xbox fan. People who are Sony fans, I ask them all the time, why is the console selling so well? Besides that bullshit list we all get, which features Godzilla on it.
I played that game. It's terrible.
It's
Watch
awful.
my review.
I actually did watch your review, and I think you gave it, that was way too high of a score. But that's fine. No, literally, I can't wait to see it because Sony is scared. Sony is scared to leave this generation. They're making money on nothing. They're doing nothing. They're putting a paint job on an old game, and they're selling it for $60. Do you guys realize, I tweeted this out this morning, and I've gotten a ton of favorites and retweets off of this. It's got to be bothering other people. The Last of Us Remastered, right now, currently on the PlayStation Store, is $49.99. How fucking dare you?
Dude, I'll tell you what, that game
what's $49.99?
The Last of Us
The Last of
Remastered.
Us Remastered.
Are
Wow.
you kidding me? There's games that just came out a few weeks. Fallout 4 is $29.99. What the fuck is going on? These people are so fucked up. And this is the thing. They have some sort of a cult following over there. The game came out in 2013, okay? We all had it for PS3. You liked it. You didn't like it. That's irrelevant. Then they remastered it. Fine. You're still going to charge someone $60. That's fine. Then you give it away for free for a year and a half as bundled deal. And then when you take it out of the bundle, you have it back for $50 on the shelf? I mean, this is how pathetic Sony is, and that's what they need every nickel and dime. That's why PS Now, nobody talks about it. No one does that. It's $20 to play a rented game, or you can go in and play PS2 games emulated. That's almost comical. Why are we even talking about it? $15 to play something that you fucking wish you never owned in the first place. Like, it's ridiculous. And they are a money grabbing. They're in trouble. Sony's not going to be able to come out with new hardware in 3 years. They're not. And if they do, it's going to be a complete flip-flop of what we saw. They're going to be underprepared. The device will not be ready.
You know what, though? It's just that they're going to have to, because this Sony's trying to, again, box itself in this corner, was touting that we're the most powerful. Now, here you have Nintendo with their new console coming out next year. And there's already reports that, you know, that it's going to be able to, you know, at least at a minimum, everything's going to be a 1080p 60 frames a second. You know what I mean? You know, it's newer tech. I mean, I don't see how in the hell they can make a console weaker than the Xbox One. It's something that you got to realize this, like something I've always said before. I think a lot of the new gamers, like, always thought as Nintendo having the weaker console. That's never been the case. The GameCube raped the goddamn PS2 in terms of performance. But Nintendo was, you know, when they came out with this gimmick, you know, sometimes it works and it falls in your favor. And the same thing happened to Microsoft. I'm going to be honest here. You know, they got caught up with this gimmick as far as motion control. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got caught up in that shit too. Like I have, you know what I'm saying? I have a lot of Kinect games for the 360. I
Yeah.
have pretty much all of them that you can get on the Xbox One. I think that was, you know, Don Matrick's Fat Girl that he took, and
Yeah, but
Phil
I'm just
Spencer
saying,
didn't
but, you
like
know,
that.
what I mean by they get caught up in Nintendo again. So like I said, they never released a console like that that was so underpowered. Talking about the Wii. Then they
Yeah.
came up with the Wii U, and they try to still capitalize on. Now they try to another gimmick, which was this whole tablet. The Americas is into the tablets. Tablets everywhere you go. You know what I mean? And they came up with this console. You know what I mean? Which was extremely anemic. You know what I mean? That wasn't was
You know,
based.
no next gen had that tablet been able to go everywhere with you and play
That's what I
games.
said. They should have made a fully tablet. So what they should
Yeah.
have. And again, I've always said the Nintendo should have put a beefier GPU,
Yep.
CPU in the box, sold
And a hard drive.
sold the tablet as the extra as a peripheral, and made a game that fully utilizes the tablet. It's the same thing they came up with this tablet, and the same thing with Microsoft with the Kinect. We didn't have any. We had the Kinect demo or whatever the fuck
Kinect Sports Rivals demo, yeah.
But Nintendo, like I said, Microsoft, you know, they fucked up with the Kinect. I'm gonna be honest. They should have.
That's why they fired a lot of those Rare guys, those head of studio people. Remember when they laid them off?
Yep.
Yeah,
Because you got a studio like that, which now it's come out that Microsoft never pushed them to do Kinect games. That was Rare's own decision, which I'm glad that finally came out because everybody used to blame Microsoft for that shit.
Right.
And the problem is this, right? If you're a studio, and Rare is the ones who invented the whole Avatar system. They started working on those on the 360 before the Wii even came out.
Yeah.
And so they were the ones that were doing Kinect Sports. They were the ones that did it. Kinect Sports 1 and 2 sold very well for them. So why wouldn't you do a third one? You know what I'm saying? It's like if you do something, you want it to be successful, and they were tasked with that, and you know they failed to deliver at launch like they were supposed to. And
But
so,
again, even with that by the time what I'm saying is by the time the Xbox One came out, that whole connection had died.
yeah,
Nobody wants to sit in the living room and wave around their fucking arms anymore.
yeah.
I've been
Oh, tell that to Sony fanboys who argue with me on fucking Twitter the other day about how great VR is, and you know what I mean, like how
the motherfuckers want to sit on the couch. Like I said, I wish what Microsoft would have did, and I think they should have came up with the what is it, Illumi Room. Now that's something different. That would have got me
I
out.
forgot all about that shit. But yeah, you know what? You didn't need to. You didn't need to do
anything.
anything really. Like it just enhanced your experience, right? It made it like 4D.
Yeah, that right there would have got me out my seat. You see me now with about 5-6 Oxycontins. That right there was with a half a little cup of cough syrup. That would have got my high ass out the chair. I've been in this motherfucker like, it's raining men, hallelujah. You know what I mean? I've had trannies all over the fucking wall, dicks and clicks. I'd have been fucking gone off. You know, but you know, I like I said again, they got caught up. Like I said, the victim of trying to catch lightning in the bottle twice with the Kinect.
Yeah.
The Kinect we have now was supposed to be the Kinect we had for the 360. But
yeah, with its own chip
costly.
and all that shit. Yeah.
Its own, because you gotta realize. I mean, I don't know. I love the Kinect for my voice command features and Upload Studio. So I hope the next Xbox One still gives me a port for it, and I can still use my Upload Studio and all that stuff, or if I'm live streaming for that. But as far as motion controlling gaming, no, that has come and gone. That is out of here. You know what I mean? It's no more. But
Well, they were trying to do like these hardcore games with it last gen. You know what I mean? Like there was a Fable game, and there was all these other kind of games. You know what I mean? And really, it's like people didn't want to. You basically had to stand for everything, but to complete Fable Legends took 10 hours, or I mean Fable the Journey on 360, which was the Kinect one. It took like 10 hours to beat. So it's like nobody wants to be doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like standing there for 10 hours to play a game, or even 3 hours. You work, you come home, you really want to stand there and fucking game. It was like it sucked. So it was like people, they want their controllers, they want to kick back and relax. That's why they're console gamers. Trying to introduce like weird shit, a couple dildos, spinning them around that light up on the end. That's stupid. Nobody wants to put crazy crap on their face. I've been saying that for years.
But crap, the one thing that we keep forgetting, and this is it's not a fancy or fun topic to discuss, but everything with gamers is give me shit for free. I want games for free. I want things half off. I want this and that. Give me this. Give me that. $100 is too much. $150 for controllers too much. Who's paying $300 to $400 for this piece of shit? that may or may not even include the Move, that may or not include the Sony Eye that you have to buy with it. So what I'm saying is that here we are. Everything you just said is valid. Everything you're saying is valid. But it's not even. It doesn't have any legs because nobody, no gamer, especially the PlayStation crowd, that's the cheapest group of motherfuckers on the planet. They're not buying shit. They're not buying shit. They don't even pay the $50 for PS Plus to get the 4 free games every month.
Well, like 32. Well, would you? Look at those fucking games. They're terrible.
They are terrible, but $50. Excuse me if I said it wrong. $50 for the year, they get 4 games a month for free, and they still don't even do that. So they're not going to go pay $400 to put something on their head to play that zombie game.
That's a good point. You know that, like we talked about, well, not we. It's something, you know, when they tout those, you know, Microsoft always tout their Xbox Live numbers and stuff like that, right? And Sony fans said it's stupid. Why don't Sony talk about it? It came out one time, I believe it was about a year and a half ago, and they had barely 11 million users, active users, and that was for PS Plus. That was between the PS3, the Vita, and the goddamn PlayStation 4. And you mean tell me there are 30 million motherfucking PS4s and sitting in someone's homes? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Stop it. Like, it's like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. You know what I mean? And then they come up with this shit. Well, Microsoft only comes with ship numbers. They're all ship fucking numbers.
Everything's shipped.
Yeah.
They don't do it twice. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Once you sell it to the stores or whatever, that's it. You're not like, it's not old school where they give it back to you or whatever. You know, once you buy it, it's your inventory. You can mark it down if you want. You can, you know what I'm saying? You can do what you want once you bought it. But once that transaction's done, it's over.
Yeah.
No matter what. You know, unless you're like Sony is and rumored to have a bunch sitting like in weird places, you know what I'm saying? Like where you can store those things, you know, like I've heard rumors about that. So I mean, you never know. I don't want to sound crazy or whatever, but would it surprise you guys if Sony's sitting on 5 million somewhere, you know, like offshore or in a barge or something? You know what I mean?
Sony's been funny with the money and the numbers for years. That's nothing new. You know, I had to say I don't want to go against the culture, but even look at the shit Toshiba's going through right now. Like, them motherfuckers play 3-card Mario with it, man. They be fucking up. Them motherfuckers is hustlers. You know what I mean? You know, but to back to I kind of lost thought of train about Sony and what Mooch said about Sony was going to try to milk this and everything. So they kind of boxed this up in the corner, touting that we're the most powerful, right? Then now you have Nintendo coming out with their new console, and just say for shits and giggles, everything that comes out on that console was 1080p, 60 frames per fucking second. What you guys said your console can do since launch, and we have yet to get one AAA exclusive from Sony that's 1080p, 60 frames per fucking second. You know, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what do they do now? You know what I'm saying? What do they do now? Oh, you can't go around saying you're the most powerful anymore. What do you do now?
You go back to games? I don't know. Like Sony's first party is
but they don't. Not only what games, they don't have any money. Crap.
Yeah. Well, dude, you know what's funny, Mooch? Hold on, just real quick. And I see people in the comment section. I see you guys. You want us to talk about the Polaris GPU rumor, and I'll get to that in a second. But I was looking at this thing, right? People are like, Sony has all these great first-party studios, and you know, like I see like this company is like pushing, or these people are pushing VR. Like all these mainstream sites pretty much want VR to be a success for Sony. So I saw the top 10 most anticipated VR games coming, right? And you look at some of the developers, and Sony's big studios are working on these games instead of regular PS4 games. Yes. Like, that should be a worry for people, just like it should have been a worry last gen when Microsoft's big studios were working on Kinect games. You shouldn't be having your big-time studio, like their Guerrilla Games, they got 2 factions, right? One of those factions is working on a VR game. One of their big studio, one of their other, I think Santa Monica, one of their other Santa Monica studios, or no, their London studio, which is a pretty big studio, is working on a VR game as well. So you would always see, you know, like Omazio or whoever in the comment section talk about these other developers, right, and what they're working on. Guess what? They're working on VR. That's what they're working on. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, who wants that? If you're just a dude that wants to sit back with your controller and game, you don't want a bunch of crap on your face and that power pack, and you're gonna look like a fucking retard. You know what I mean? Who wants that? You know, it's pathetic.
I mean, are you guys excited? I'm really excited to watch the game when this thing flops next year. Like literally flops. And I'm not. It's not even ill will. It's not. This is just a fact. You know as well as I know. Everyone that we even know that has a PS4 right now, there's no way they're going out and buying a VR headset. So listen, everybody, no, this thing's gonna come out. Let's just say whenever, June, in May. Who gives a shit? literally it will sell nothing. It'll sell nothing. I can't wait. I'm just going to sit there and watch how IGN's going to be like, this is so great. It's the best thing ever. Did you play it the other day? Yeah, I played it for 6 hours after I threw up playing it. Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
It's also, like, it's going to bomb, and I don't know. The thing is, though, what Sony should have done if they wanted to be in VR is done it behind the scenes, bled money into it slowly, and do a research and development on it instead of going head first. Because even Oculus is said that we're taking it easy. We're gonna introduce it to the public slowly.
Yeah.
Sony, like you said, they've put all of their studios, their money, everything into one hat. It's not gonna work. And honestly, I don't know. I mean, the end result of this could be, not the end of PlayStation, but maybe they have to bring a partner in. They may have to bring an investor in.
Well, what's funny is this, right? Like, nobody, literally, Sony gets away with whatever they want, so they can get away with not putting out. They've already they won November with no exclusive games. How the hell you do that? I have no goddamn idea. Multi-platform,
Put sticker on the front of goddamn.
So they probably think that, they're like, hey, we don't even need that. I mean, they're getting extremely cocky, and until the fans and gamers with their wallets and say, hey, enough is enough, give us these big games. But not only that, but you have a lot of the media insights. Very rarely do you see the media talk about it like this. Like when you see the most anticipated games for 2016. I keep seeing, like, I watched that Watch Mojo channel a lot, and I was like, they did a top 10 for most anticipated games of 2016. The Last Guardian was number 1. No Man's Sky was number 2. Horizon Dawn was like number 4. Uncharted was like number 3. You know what I'm saying? And the quote-unquote honorable mentions was Gears 4, Quantum Break. It was like the Xbox games. Like they don't even get in the top 10. You know what I mean? It's like, are you serious? And Wii U games got into the top 10. The Zelda and the new Star Fox, but no Xbox games. You know what I mean? So you have the media pushing this agenda. And what's funny is you guys see the media push No Man's Sky like crazy, and I had a little funny back and forth with Warrior Ward. I mean, nothing against that guy, like he's cool, but he's like I can't wait to play that No Man's Sky, and I'm like, yeah, he's like, I'm gonna visit all the planets. I was like, yeah, you're gonna play that game for about 2 hours. There's no story, there's no narrative, and then you're gonna be like, damn, you know what I mean? Because there's nothing. Like, what have we seen about this game? Is it even going to run on a PS4? Because there's questions about that at this point. It's randomly generated shit. So, I mean, how fun? It's like this is Elite Dangerous, but like a shittier looking version. And nobody's really talking about Elite Dangerous. It's like Ark Survival Evolved that has over 1 million users on Xbox One and more than the PC now, and nobody's talking about that. So it's like you can see a clear kind of people. The media pushes certain things and they hold back on certain things. If you guys don't believe me, look at the Ark situation on Xbox One as compared to the No Man's Sky situation on PS4, or even Soccer Cars on PS4 compared to any indie games on Xbox One. I mean, iDarb should have been big. It was good esports or whatever, little. You know what I'm saying? There's like been a few good.
Yeah.
There was a few good indie games. I'm not all anti-indie games. Some of them can be fun, and for No Man's Sky to get this big hype as most anticipated and all, I think it's just bullshit.
Crap, the gaming world has always been like this. Nothing's changed over the years. When a company is very sure of their game, they're very cocky. They put the game out. They let people see it. They let people play it. Let's take Quantum Break, for example. All the way back from last, not this one, but the one before's Gamescom, we've seen 10 to 15-minute clips of gameplay through the game, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. You know that Remedy, Microsoft is very, very confident in this game. Now you have No Man's Sky coming out in 2016, which is even, I heard now we're only talking about a beta in 2016, I heard.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
If that's only happening, you know that they've been on 3 stage demos where the guy's sweating his balls off on stage. Sweat usually reverts in one of 2 things. Yes, you could be stage fright. You could have stage fright. I'm sure you could. But usually it's when you're something you're hiding. And you know what you're hiding? The game's now there. Now the rumor also came out that the PS4 can't handle the game. Yeah. So that also came out.
Well,
so
it's never been played on. It's never been shown on a PS4.
No, not yet. But where's the media on that? I like how we're reporting that.
Yeah.
Should be playing fucking 60-minute soundtrack behind us. Like, literally, no. But, I mean, this is the problem, is that these are the games that they... Now, Horizon, okay? Yes. Thank you. Perfect, bro. Perfect. Like, Horizon, the people at Guerrilla Games put out a video recently, within the past week or so, about the game. They're like, and now we're going to show you guys the actual gamers, the game that was behind the scenes at last E3 that we couldn't show on stage. And then I watched the 7 minutes. It was the same fucking 7 minutes we saw at E3. There was nothing different. It's more Sony smoke and mirrors. It was the same fucking cut. I think the girl walked around the big dinosaur 3 extra times. That's all it was. And I'm like, dude, listen, I'm not saying it's not a good-looking game, but it's got no premise. And the guy's like, so you saw some snow? Did you guys know the video? Did you watch Guerrilla Games' video? Did you see it? It was the guy goes, we showed you some snow. We showed you some grass. We showed you some dirt. And he's like, we can't tell you anything else. Those are secrets. And I'm like, what? And, and so many people are like, one dude's fainting. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like, the brainwash committee that happens to be a Sony fanboy is so ridiculous. And that's the thing about when people watch Zaire, you watch Crap, you watch me, you watch Show. When you watch us, you got to understand something. We're not trying to feed fanboy down your throat. We're trying to open your fucking eyes. Open your eyes. What you're doing is you're being fooled. When you keep hearing something over and over again, you will believe in it. This is a psychological fact, okay?
Hey, I bought a PS4 and still can't tell you why.
I can't either. I literally, someone said to me, well, why'd you do it then, Mooch? What was the reason? I said it was $7. But other than that,
those guys have to get that shit.
Oh, man, listen, the thing is...
didn't tell me. He said, that shit's going to ruin you, Crap. And I should have listened.
Hey, listen, when that guy did that documentary where he ate 35 days or 30 days of McDonald's straight and he almost killed himself, listen, he couldn't write the paper and do the documentary and talk about it unless he experienced it. So next on 60 Minutes. Diet food. No, but my point is that literally you have to have the console to be able to know. I own it, I'm playing it, and I don't know why I own it or I'm playing it. There's there's nothing coming out. I have to sit here and wait for Uncharted 4, which, don't get me wrong, as much as I'm excited for it, the truth of the matter is there's nothing new coming to the table with Uncharted. All we're going to do is open it up. You're going to enjoy the next segment in the story, but don't expect anything new coming out of it. They had to delay it.
Or like the new Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm not going there, Crap. My God, the hate will come in droves. But like literally, actually, believe it or not, speaking of that, a little side note, I took my son. We went to IMAX 3D. We went to go see Star Wars again. I was my second time this morning, and I'm not a 3D fan. But the IMAX 3D, I'll tell you this much.
That's how I saw it. Yeah, I liked it.
Right, and I was extremely impressed. For somebody that hates 3D, I was extremely impressed.
That Star Destroyer part and when that BB-8 droid popped out at you, right? I mean,
IMAX, it's just too goddamn expensive, but IMAX.
It is.
You went to Times Square. Where you go to IMAX? At Times Square somewhere?
No. I'm up 2 hours north from Times Square, so I'm up in Albany. But like we have an IMAX theater here in Albany. I'll tell you right now, it is amazing, man. It is worth the extra couple of dollars. Especially, don't forget though, that's not worth a couple extra dollars when you're going to watch a movie with your wife or your girlfriend and it's a love story. That's not what the 3D was meant for. They're making it forever. You got Sandra Bullock in 3D. No way. No thank you. I don't need that shit. But when you got a movie like Star Wars, which was actually filmed in 3D with the appropriate tools, cameras, etc., and the money was put into it, you could tell the money was put into this. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if you didn't see it, or you're thinking of going to see it a second time, you only saw it in 2D, go check it out in 3D IMAX, not 3D regular. It has to be the IMAX.
That's how I saw it too. So just real quick, because I know Moochie got to go in a minute, I wanted to cover this Polaris GPU stuff. A lot of people are asking me about it. Hey, do you think it's real? What would that mean for the Xbox One? Look, I think we'll see a Slim at some point with the disk drive this year, right? Probably the Gears of War 4 one or whatever. They'll refresh it. It'll be 3 years in this year. It's probably only going to go 5 years before the next one comes out. So to me, this rumor came from, surprise, surprise, Mr. X, I believe. So I'm not really sure. And what happens is when it flashes Polaris or something when you go to Netflix or whatever. So I think that a lot of people are kind of thinking of something. But I guess that something flashes on the PS4 version too when you use Netflix.
They says Pollux. I looked at both. Go to your device settings in Netflix. It says here Xbox. It says device Xbox / Polaris, and Polaris is supposed to be the name of AMD's new chipsets or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
And they're not going to put a new chip. I guess. I mean, it'd be foolish to do that. But we still, like I said in the day, the Xbox One still has. Not to go back with this whole conspiracy, the whole MPD thing. I mean,
conspiracy.
NDAs. I'm sorry, NDAs on this.
NDA.
Because if you guys, it's not going to be a new GPU. If you guys right now turn on your Xbox One, go to Netflix, and go to settings, and then hit device. It's going to say Xbox/Polaris. Your Xbox says it also. So they're not putting a new GPU inside of the Xbox One. You know what I mean? Would you buy a slightly more powerful Xbox One?
Hell no, because I know that there's going to be something coming out soon anyway within the next couple of years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No. Not unless they can get, because unless you have a 4K television, that'd be gives a 4K Xbox One. I wouldn't, no.
That's what I'm saying. We need to take all these reports that we're getting, and instead of taking them for face value, take each one of these reports has a little bit of truth to it, piece them together, and what it is in 2019 you'll see a lot of these little things all coming together for whatever is their next generation box.
So when do you think we're going to see it?
2019, latest.
I think we're going to see it in 2018.
2018 you'll see it on stage.
Yeah, but I know what. Again, it depends on what this next Nintendo NX is. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what? That's very smart of you to say, because I watched a lot of videos on that, Z. Nintendo, believe it or not, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to contradict it. Nintendo's going to drive the industry forward, not them themselves, but by them coming out with a stronger console, Microsoft and Sony can't sit on their hands. It'll make them propel to move faster because they always have to be a step faster and higher than Nintendo. I think that's just the mantra at Xbox and Sony. We can't be overshot here by Nintendo. So by Nintendo coming out next year with something, it propels Microsoft's numbers. Or this year. Excuse me, that's right. Shit, it's 2016. So when they come out this year, literally it propels Microsoft to step on the gas. They've got to get something out by 2019. 2018, when I say we'll see it, I don't think we'll actually see the physical box, I think you'll see some good trailers for games.
Come out, the Nintendo NX, and it's doing everything at minimum 1080p, 60 frames a second. You can bet your bottom dollar that Xbox One or whatever the fuck, Xbox Infinity, or it's going to hurt Sony a little bit more. But they you know what I mean. We also talked about that Sony actually stopped production on the PlayStation 5, due to money issues. If you don't know how the console industry works, once these motherfuckers came out the door, they don't wait and sit on their hands and wait for you to know. They start already going to what they're going to put into their next box. They get a budget and what we're going to do, this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? So if the Nintendo NX comes out swinging and it has third-party support, you know what I mean? They don't really have no third-party support, cool. If their exclusives look great, if you're playing Mario in 1880D, all right, cool, fine, it is what it is. But if the Nintendo NX can gather and muster up a strong third-party support, that's going to put a lot of pressure on Microsoft and Sony. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And just real quick, in the description section, I've started. I kind of redid that, so I've been putting the link to the Redbubble shirts, like the BGST merchandise, the Crap Gamer. If you guys want a shirt with Crap Gamer pissing on a PS4, or a hoodie with Crap Gamer pissing on a PS4, that's where to get it. There's a link right in the description. You guys can check that out. I want to thank Mooch and Next Gen for coming on here, and I'm going to try to keep the content as fresh and varied as possible. Next Gen's going to be able to be doing his own podcast, and he's got a lot of cool stuff very soon, right?
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff I'm working on, man. Yeah, look out for that UFO video. I'm telling you, it's fucking awesome.
The truth is out there somewhere, Next Gen. Woo.
Get to the can't tell it in 15 minutes, man. It's going to blow you guys' fucking minds, man.
Oh, yeah. And Mooch, you guys want to subscribe to him, too, man. He's got some great content. Thanks for taking time out on a Saturday to do this with me, guys. I appreciate it.
It's Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was fucking Sunday.
Dude, lay off the oxys, man. Lay off the oxys.
Fuck you. I thought today was Sunday. I swear.
No, man, it's Saturday,
I'm saying to myself, like, what the fuck is crap? We went into a podcast later. We can talk about this later on tonight.
All right, guys.
Thanks for
watching. Like it, subscribe, all that good stuff. Subscribe to these guys, too. And we'll see you tomorrow on BGST, man. Rack them up.